Information and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Amp2.tv presents You and Your Doctor, teaching you to live a longer and healthier life. Proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where people are the heart of our business. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency where one call will service all your home care health needs. For more information, call 954-717-7027 or visit our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. Now, let's get informed to living a longer and healthier life. Here is your host for today's show.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to You and Your Doctor. We have a very, very special show lined up for you tonight. Freddie is actually co-hosting with me. I am Dawn Graubert, and we are filling in for Louise Gomez tonight for...
Let's try that again.
Wow, let's try that again. Thank you, guys. All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to You and Your Doctor, sponsored by All County Healthcare. We have a special show lined up for you tonight. I'm your host, Dawn Graubert, with my partner, Freddie Santori. We are filling in for Louise Gomez because today we had the pleasure of meeting a very special family, and we wanted to bring this to you live. For information on getting in touch with All County, you can reach them at 954-717-7027 for all of your home health agency needs, from skilled nursing, PT, respiratory services, disease management, home health aides, and IPV devices.
I want to thank Delroy and Louise for letting us do this tonight. This is a special show that we're bringing. You've known Dawn and I for the last 9 years on the Brooklyn Cafe show during the day, but even I had to sit in on this one. So if you want to call in and ask questions, 888-994-4995, Studio A. You can call them. We'll keep them short because this is a message that we want to get out there, and this is vital. And you know me. You've known me for over 20 years. I'm only going to bring you something from the heart, and tonight, here it is.
So we've got Bryan and Danielle and Liam Docobo joining us. We've got the family here live in our studio in Boca Raton. And we're going to talk about a foundation that you're forming and a rare genetic disease that's very near and dear to your heart called Coats Plus syndrome, which I don't think a lot of people, if anyone, I even was looking it up and I had to dig deep to find out what this is.
Well, you and our doctors alike. And the thing about rare disease, it is that it is rare. It's the type of genetic disorder that doctors don't study in medical school. And when you're a parent with children of this disease, and you don't have a choice, you're going to find a way. And part of our path was educating ourselves about the disease, finding partners, finding a patient group, and it's been an entire journey that we've been on, that we are seeing some better results, but there's a lot more work to do.
Danielle, I want to ask you,
Sure.
You've got, Liam is with us, you have another son, Ethan,
I do.
who you just recently lost, in our deepest condolences to the same disease that both of your boys have.
Yes.
When did you find out? People are saying, did you know during pregnancy? Did you know doing genetic testing? For you as a mom, right, carrying these two kids, you didn't know?
No. I had a very easy pregnancy with Liam, and with Ethan, it was good until the end, but he was born at 27 weeks, premature. He was in the NICU for months. This is not on any standard genetic tests. It's an autosomal recessive condition. Both my husband and I are carriers, but there's no way to know that. If you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it.
Also, what's interesting, while she had a better pregnancy with Liam, because it is a genetic disorder, and when a woman is pregnant and she's creating the child inside of her, she's also creating the placenta. The placenta also has the very same, it's created of the baby's genes, not the mother's genes. So it had the very same genetic instability. There was a point of time where we had a very smooth pregnancy with Liam, but towards the end there was failure and it did become an abrupt delivery. We had a similar experience with Ethan, but Ethan became much earlier, he became much lighter. Liam came at 34 weeks, 2 pounds, 12 ounces, where Ethan came at 27 weeks, 1 pound, 6 ounces. and it was a journey in the NICU.
Yes.
And then people start saying, well, did you have prenatal care? You are a pediatric nurse.
I am.
And you are the best of the best. So everyone who's listening saying, well, did they have care?
Yes.
Did they have doctors?
Of course.
Everything, you had everything. Normal
Everything.
pregnancy.
Completely. I felt decreased fetal movements, and I knew instinctively to go to the ER that day, which was my birthday of all days, and he was delivered the following day.
When did you find out about rare coats? How did you even find out that the boys had it?
We learned this, so when Liam was 4 years old, so about 4 years ago now, he had a grand mal seizure, and it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Through the process, once through the hospital, it is standard procedure to give an MRI. And when the MRI came back, it showed calcifications and cysts on his brain. So a little bit about the disease is this. A hallmark of this disease is vascular in nature. While it's a telomere disease, it's really a vascular disease masquerading as a telomere disease. And through the process of angiogenesis, which is the creation of new blood vessels in your body, those new blood vessels are weak and they're bleeding. So because of that bleeding in the eyes, it leads to swelling, retinal detachment, and blindness. In the brain, the bleeding there causes calcification cysts. Eventually it leads to GI tract bleeding, which is fatal, and that's how we lost Ethan.
And you found out that both boys have it. From the video shows me, and I think we have the video that I want to play, give people an overview. Around the same time you found out they both were carriers of this rare genetic
Yes,
disease.
we found out with Liam first because he fell and had this 10-minute long seizure in front of us. I mean, I remember digging out vomit from his mouth that he would have aspirated on. Called 911, got right to the hospital, CT scan, MRI. They thought it was an infectious disease possibly, whole workup, negative. Our amazing and wonderful and loving neurologist did a swab for genetic test. It was a seizure, part of a seizure panel, and it came back with a genetic variant, as it's called, of CTC1. So based on his diagnosis, we diagnosed my youngest son, and it made a lot of sense later on with a lot of retinal and vascular issue. Yeah, we knew deep down.
We knew deep down when it came back for Lamb, we already knew.
We have some pictures. You want to play the video first? Oh, they're downloading it. All right. Can we put up some pictures of Ethan as well as we're talking so people can see this beautiful little boy? You can find us on Amp Media Productions. If you're listening to on radio and you want to see this beautiful family, you can find it streaming live on YouTube as well, and it'll stay up there. These pictures are so great.
Yeah. He was joy in a little body, pure joy.
Look at these faces.
He was, and let me tell you, it's for everything we're going through, and I don't know if it's part of the genes, these are the happiest kids. Ethan brought joy every day to us, and even though he couldn't communicate and he had special needs, when you held him, you felt the connection, you felt the soul, and it was almost like he was telling us, keep going. It was quite a beautiful relationship with Ethan. We love him dearly. I believe he's still with us in a very strong sense, and his spirit guides us and gives us strength to continue this mission that we're on.
If anyone has any calls, give us a call at 888-994-4995, Studio A, and ask these beautiful people any questions that you might have. You have started a foundation, or you're working on starting the foundation.
It's established. We are the Coats Plus Foundation. We're interconnecting doctors, patient groups, and researchers from around the world. We discovered a drug through our efforts for off-label use to stop the bad blood vessels in the body, but that's a Band-Aid. It's not curing the issue. We have used stem cells, which have shown some promise, and right now we are coordinating efforts to align with gene editors in this space to find a cure. Now, the interesting thing about this disease, and Danielle brought up, there was a little confusion about what it was when it manifested, was that this disease is only very recently understood. In 2012, Dr. Yannick Crowe out of Edinburgh, United Kingdom, he made the link between this genetic mutation and this particular disease. It wasn't even tested for by the time our youngest son was born. We are now finding more patients out there, and it's a very important platforms like this, because you are helping us as a family and the other patients out there spread awareness. That awareness is important because it's so newly understood. The sooner that we could have a diagnosis, the better chance we could have for these children's future.
They're telling me they have the video. It's a beautiful long video, and we'll tell you can find it on YouTube. But I want to just play the first about 2 minutes where it gives a nice, really synopsis and outlook on your family. So let's roll that.
My wife and I are here today to speak to you a little bit about our children, Liam and Ethan. Recently, we learned that both of our children are diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder called Coates Plus syndrome.
Liam is 4.5, almost 5, and Ethan is 19 months, and they're the loves and joys of our lives. Unfortunately, with Liam, he was a preemie, and it was terrifying at the time, but he developed very normally. He was 2 pounds, 12 ounces at birth. We had our second kid, Ethan, and it was a little bit different. He was also a preemie. He was 1 pound, 6 ounces, but much more critical. The doctors couldn't figure out why this was all happening. He was in the NICU for 117 days, and he did eventually come home, but with some neurological issues.
When he did come home, we felt like a happy family. Even with those additional challenges, things were coming together for us. We just felt normal, and it was beautiful to finally be in a place where we were just one loving family under one roof. Until one day, Liam and I were roughhousing a little bit, and Liam took a bad step and hit his head. It wasn't the type of impact that any parent would be overly concerned about with small children, but I could tell it was affecting Liam a little bit more than maybe it should. Eventually, it led to Liam having a seizure that evening. When we went to the hospital, they ran several tests, including an MRI. What was discovered was calcifications and cysts in his brain that were actively being created and led to a destruction of the myelin in his brain, which is a leukodystrophy. Coates Plus was the diagnosis.
So Coates Plus is a genetic disorder. It's multisystemic. It affects the brain, the eyes. It can affect the GI system, the liver, and various other systems. In the brain,
And there's more to come. Before we go to commercial break, how can people find your foundation while they're looking at more information?
CoatesPlusFoundation.com. If anybody wants to reach out directly, you can reach me at info@CoatesPlusFoundation.com.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Yes, we have a special announcement also about golf outing. Wanna
Yes, we
touch
do.
base on
On
that?
the other side of
On the
this
other side of the
commercial break.
commercial.
All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
you will want.
All County Healthcare has exciting news for any and all patients with COPD or other respiratory ailments. Listen to what renowned pulmonologist Dr. Keith Robinson has to say.
Hello, I'm Dr. Keith Robinson, board-certified pulmonologist, medical director at Fusion Health Pulmonary Rehabilitation, and a board member with the American Lung Association of South Florida. We have exciting news for patients with COPD. We now offer IPV therapy at home, which has been demonstrated to improve airway clearance, decrease hospitalization, and improve quality of life of patients with COPD. Please call All County Healthcare for more information about this FDA-approved therapy.
For further information, call All County Healthcare now at 954-717-7027. That is 954-717-7027, or visit our website at allcountyhealthcare.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember, All County Healthcare always puts the patient's needs first. You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask, but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hi, welcome back to You and Your Doctor, sponsored by All County Healthcare. All County is a full-service healthcare company, Medicare certified. You can reach them at 954-717-7027 or info@allcountyhealthcare.com. Everything you need from skilled nursing to IPV devices, home health aides, and respiratory services. And again, a huge thank you to Delroy and Louise, as Freddie and I are filling in on this one. You got to see about 2 minutes of that spectacular video. And you have a very special Father's Day event coming up to raise money.
We do. We're having the Dads Helping Dads is sponsoring the Coats Plus Foundation for a charity golf tournament at the Country Club of Coral Springs on June 13th. It's a very sentimental day. It is the Friday before Father's Day. It's also the day before my birthday, and I so happen to be born on my dad's 35th birthday. And also it is the 1-year anniversary of when we put Ethan on hospice. So it's very sentimental to us, and I feel that Ethan's working through this and selecting this date for us just about. There's an opportunity for sponsorships. There's an opportunity to come and have some fun for a good cause if you love playing golf. If anyone's interested in donating anything relevant that might be good for a silent auction, that's also we welcome that with open arms.
I think we should donate something for the silent auction.
I think you're right. I think it's a good idea. I think it's important. See if we can grab some of our friends also to help out with the cause. And again, you said that there was a gentleman that was offering even his boat for a package.
Yes. Not sure if I could drop his name per se, but he's actually a wonderful human being. He's a state senator, but he believes in our cause, and we're working on some things to help rare disease families across the state. There's other things in the works, but he was kind enough to donate his boat for several hours to have an outing and have a good time. We have another participant in the silent auction has a place out of Naples that he's offering 3 days, 2 nights on. And matter of fact, we just got another donation for an expensive grand piano. So if anybody's interested in a grand piano, that's going to be part of the silent auction too. So it's actually a lot of really cool stuff is happening with the silent auction. So I'm not sure if I'm more excited about that or the golf, but all I know is that we're bringing people together for a good cause, and I want to say thank you for the generosity that you've just expressed here, and just thank you.
Well, we thank you for joining us, and I know this is not easy, and Mother's Day is around the corner.
Yes.
And I don't even know how to ask you this, but
Go ahead, please.
how do you keep going? I know you keep going for Liam, and you're looking to grow your family again,
Yes. Yes.
which is just a blessing and a
are.
gift in itself.
It is.
What advice or what can you tell any parent or mother out there who's struggling with anything with their kids?
It's it's a great question. It's a big question. It's scary and it's terrifying and it's exhilarating all at the same time. And through this all, I think the biggest lesson I've learned, besides having a great deal of self-compassion and grace through the horrible moments, and this maybe sounds strange, but to lean in fully to the grief of it. It will undertake you at some point, but there are always 2 paths. You always have a choice between light and dark. And if you choose light, it will take you to amazing places, places you never even imagined, bigger and greater places than you imagined. And would I change it to have him back? Of course, but I don't have that option. So I just live in what do I have, how can I react to this? And this is my choice. So go big and I don't know, see where the universe takes me.
And we talked
open
about
to it.
you leaning into not even religion, but spirituality and
Yes,
faith.
Huge.
Because on a marriage, losing one child or having a negative diagnosis is impactful.
Yeah.
How have you both
Yeah.
worked through this to come to a better place?
I believe that Danielle and I had different ways of coping with the grief. For me, I know taking action instead of sitting in the pain was my path. She leaned heavily into spirituality, and I believe the universe was meant to bring some of that to me. For myself, when you're going through a very intense time, just don't think, oh, I'm tough, I can get through it. No, you have to be smart, you have to be strategic. What could I control? What could I not control? I know I'm going to have cortisol shooting through my veins, and maybe I can't control that, but how could I get my body in shape to temper those effects? I understood that I lacked before this the idea of community and connection with other men. And I will say this deeply, is that there's a men's group that I'm part of that I don't know if I would have been able to get through this without their support. We're actually growing because we feel like we've discovered a container where men can be vulnerable, which is very difficult for men. And ultimately, we have a platform that we are growing to a third chapter in Broward County, and we plan to take this beautiful, wonderful model and go nationwide with it. It is a calling that I believe that we are put here to heal, not just to fight for our children, but find a way for others to heal as well. And because we believe so strongly in it, and I'm surrounded by a group of the best men that you could imagine, we're going for it, and that's going to be something else I would love to share at another time, maybe on this format.
It's so nice to have you both here because as a woman, I know a mother's perspective. As you know, a father and a grandfather's perspective. So for you, even listening to Bryan's story, you're going to feel differently what it's like to be a man. Because culturally, you need to hold it together. You're the fixer, you're the provider, my wife has to lean on me.
Very correct. And there's as a man, sometimes it's not fully appreciated what we have to go through, but we know that's kind of part of the deal. And that's why finding strength in others around you, and for me it was the men's group, was very important. I'm not sure if I would have got through this and had the strength to get through this without that support system. And while this is our story, for anybody else listening to it, everyone has a story or a challenge you know nothing about. But what I will say is this: if you're listening to the show and you feel that life is just dragging around, reach out, connect with others. It can make a world of difference. And matter of fact, because their opportunity presents itself, while we talked about the Coats Plus Foundation and the formation of the men's group, if anyone's interested in reaching out, and just reach me at info@coatsplusfoundation.com. But and it is by invite only for this men's group, but if you have a calling and you're hearing what I'm talking about today and maybe this resonates with you, reach out. Everyone's worth a cup of coffee, everyone's worth a conversation, and I will make myself available to you, especially for those out there that are hurting, that need healing, that need help or guidance. I will be here for you too.
Now, I was going to ask, you have a GoFundMe piece going up?
We do have a GoFundMe. Now, with the foundation, we're utilizing that money for research and things of that nature. However, anything that is perceived as a personal benefit, so if we have to fly to Cabo, for instance, for stem cells, those travel costs aren't necessarily covered, and that was the purpose of the GoFundMe. Now, if anyone is interested in donating to the GoFundMe, it would help our family as well. But if you, so thank you for bringing that up. It is still active, and if you look up Liam and Ethan Coats Plus, you'll find that on Google. If you're called to donate to that, we're not going to say no. Just like prayers, we'll always say yes.
I saw it was GoFundMe, Give Liam and Ethan a Fighting Chance. So it's easy to find on Google. Your Facebook page is Coats Plus Foundation, YouTube Coats Plus Foundation 4042. There's so much information that you have provided. There is not a lot of other information. So I think the community is going to lean heavily on you, and hopefully this helps put the word out for you a little bit more.
Yes, and thank you so much for this opportunity to speak to this, and and being allies in this battle.
So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for sitting with me, Freddie.
Not a problem. I wouldn't miss this one. And all our friends out there that are watching us, South Florida, oldies, I've been with you for almost 20 years. Give us a call. You can call us at 866-224-5422. If you don't have a pen and pencil and you're driving, give us a call. Because I'm asking you, and I'm asking you to help us. You helped us on Friday, and I'm asking you to look a little bit deeper on this one to help us out. Ideas, monies, wish, and prayers, we'll take them all. Because we got to do what we got to do to help this thing, to help this family, to help the kids. Because the bottom line is we all need help. And I promised them in the Army, you're our Army. You've been with us for the longest. You've been with me even longer. So let's show some love.
All right,
you.
and for All County, you can find All County again at 954-717-7027 or info@allcountyhealthcare.com for all of your home health care needs. Danielle, Liam, and Bryan, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing your toys.
Thank you. We
And
really
congratulations,
appreciate
you're
it.
almost finished with first grade. So have an amazing summer and a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you
great
for
night,
everything.
everyone.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you soon.